Configured recording path could not be opened. Please check your recording path under settings, output recording. Okay. Two girls are having technical difficulty. We should be live on at least something. I have.
Oh, let me check Twitch. Just typing away. Yeah, it says we're live on Twitch. Let's see. Yep. We're live on Twitch.
All right.
I don't know about YouTube. I never look at YouTube.
There we go. We should be live on YouTube also. Yay. Okay. But it's not recording, and I do like having... What was the error message I read out? Recording path under settings, output recording. Okay, settings. Don't punch a microphone.
That was an accident. Muting.
No, you're fine. You don't have to mute. Talk to me. Keep recording when stream stops. Oh no, don't do that.
Sorry if that was a loud sound. It's my desk drawer.
Oh man. We are having some difficulties today as if we've never had a podcast. Okay. Oh shit. Like, this is basic shit. Alright. Well, fuck it. We'll do it live. I mean, we are live.
Oh, the recording's not working?
Meaning that the separate recording that I make through the video is not recording. But that's fine. I almost never pull audio from our video file. And I can pull it directly off of Twitch afterwards anyways. Hello, Apollo. Hello, Yuri. How are we sounding tonight? Oh, motherfucker. Oh my god. What? So I got distracted by the drama today. And while I have all the clips, I don't have my audio clips up and in order. Oh, lordy lord. I was like trying to type out final thoughts and editing the last half of the script and all the fun stuff and...
Oh god.
And then I got mad.
Okay. Oh, did you see my shirt?
Oh my gosh, with the Alistair rose in his mouth. I love it.
Yeah. It's great. It's a nice homage to my 2 BioWare man. It's a good time. Oh, let me move this up. Because then I don't feel as like creepy in everyone's face. Okay.
Praise eternity.
Luckily, we don't have too many audio clips, but they're longer than normal.
Yes, they are. Mid-break.
Thank you for bearing with us, shipsters and shipmates.
You have been a good friend to me.
Oh, Toasty's here. Hi, Toasty.
Toasty, hello. I cannot believe I'm this underprepared. Like, I really got freaking distracted today.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone, all the people watching right now, as far as I know, are also in the Robots Radio Discord, so feel free to go to the Mass Effect Lorecast chat if you want to scroll up and see what distracted Genesis today.
How important.
And you're okay with me using your words like that, yeah? Because I literally pulled...
What words?
I literally pulled your Miranda script.
I know. I read that and I was happy for that. I'm glad you did. I said it. I wrote it.
I
I stand by it.
my younger days.
Oh, I did hear that, but I didn't hear it as clearly as I normally do. Was that intentional?
Yeah, that's fine. I played it
good.
for like a split second and then stopped it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because I definitely want to be able to hear the audio clips too. I love hearing them.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
That sounded quiet.
It was? Okay.
To me, yeah, it sounded really quiet.
We will not fuck with that. Okay.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
It was quiet to
It's still
me,
pretty
too.
quiet to me. Yeah. Did you guys hear that in chat?
So
Did you
here's
hear
your
Sam?
fucking spoiler alert.
There we are.
Is that better?
That sounds
Okay.
perfect. Yeah.
I will up the volume on the rest of these
Thanks,
and hope
Apollo.
we don't blow anybody's speakers. All right. What about this one?
I sometimes miss my younger days.
All right. Good. Okay.
Yeah, that one's got a weird background because it's the party, but whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds fine. Perfect.
Perfect.
I know, I felt like that too, Apollo. Like I literally haven't looked at that chat at all today, and I randomly was like, I've got a couple minutes before stream. I'm gonna look, and I'm like, oh boy, I missed a lot of stuff. I'm gonna just read it real fast and click right out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right. After a legitimate 13 minutes of me fucking with shit, I think we're ready to start a podcast.
Always ready. That's the Navy coming out in me.
Always 2 steps behind because that's how I
fat
roll.
or drunk. No, okay. Oh, sorry. We're still talking about the Navy.
No.
Sorry. That's kind of our stereotype.
Oh.
One or the other or both.
Okay. Actually, I think. All right. Script up, audio up, recording. Discord D&D. Discord D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, geez. My phone fell. What the heck? Oh my god. Someone performed the Heimlich maneuver. Okay.
No, I'm fine. Thank you,
Good,
Boo.
good.
And
You
now
faded out and just I heard coughing. And
Oh.
it's like, oh no. Oh wow, this is fun. Okay. And we have a really surprisingly long episode for the subject. So we're gonna be here all night, I think.
All right. Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who will never stop being shocked at all the download numbers.
Yeah, we're like 4,000 or more now.
Mm-hmm. We're
Crazy.
over 4,000.
It's so cool. And I'm Bravada, the girl who will never stop being shocked that we found each other from opposite sides of the country over our mutual love of Garrus and now have this pod baby together.
Aww. And as always, we get up close and personal with each of our character breakdowns. So if you're looking for a spoiler-free zone, sorry, lovelies, you are in the wrong place.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Thanks, N7, for the spoiler alert. Can't wait to catch Sassy Shep Saturdays.
Ooh, Sassy Shep Saturdays. I don't know about that.
He's doing a Renegade Femme Shep playthrough.
Oh, I couldn't bear. I'll watch him do it, but I won't do it myself. Okay, so today's episode is a bit different than normal, as we are going to be talking about 2 characters today instead of just one. The Asari Justicar Samara and her Ardat Yakshi daughter, Morinth, from Mass Effect 2. We're going to start with Samara, so let's get into it.
I sometimes miss my younger days. Centuries and centuries of carefree sex.
And now we know something about Samara we didn't know a minute ago.
Centuries, huh? Well, that's something I can get behind for sure. Samara is a badass biotic Asari and is a member of the ancient monastic order called the Justicars that follow a strict honor code. She is highly skilled in many weapons, but typically chooses hand-to-hand combat with her biotics over everything else. She is old, even for an Asari, who at this age are typically in their matriarch phase of life. But unlike many Asari matriarchs, she does not pursue a life of leadership and politicizing. Instead, she travels the Milky Way seeking to uphold justice through her many martial talents.
The Asari Justicar code and way of life was commonplace thousands of years ago, but that's not the case in 2185. Now, they mainly keep to Asari space to avoid major diplomatic incidents, as their strict black and white morality is at odds, to say the least, with contemporary law enforcement and their shades of gray galaxy. In fact, an Asari following the code is rather uncommon, especially to the degree that Samara does. Samara's youth or maiden phase of life marked by adventure and excitement. She actually found out her natural talent for violence while she ran with a mercenary gang.
Samara left her mercenary career after fighting the Collectors back in the day and helping some captives escape from slavery. Eventually, she settled down with an Asari mate and had 3 daughters, Valaire, Rila, and Marala, later called Morinth. As they aged, it became obvious that all 3 of them had inherited the Ardat Yakshi trait. Ardat Yakshi causes the mate of an afflicted Asari to die during sex every time. Samara has explained that she herself is a pure-blood Asari, which results in an increased probability of giving birth to Ardat Yakshi daughters. Valaire and Rila, the younger siblings, chose to live their lives in isolation and comfort at the monastery created to hide these Asari away from society. But Morinth chose a life on the run over a celibate life in seclusion.
Samara actually joined the Justicar Order and swore her life to the code in pursuit of her daughter Morinth. Samara hunted Morinth for years and years, getting close occasionally but never capturing her. At one time, Samara had discovered Morinth had perverted an entire village, making them worship her and bringing her young Asari as sacrifices. Oh my gosh. Morinth managed to escape by sacrificing the village to Samara in order to buy time to flee. The years turned to decades, the decades to centuries. And when Shepard and company meet Samara in Ilium, seeking her aid to fight the Collectors, Samara has been hunting her daughter for 400 years. Hi, Maya.
Please excuse me while I rearrange due to Kitty. Not right now. Okay. We first meet Samara doing what she does best, dispensing her extreme version of justice. She is closer to capturing and killing her daughter than she has been in centuries, and nothing will stand in her way. One of Samara's tropes is called the Implacable Man, in this case, Implacable Asari, and this trope is used to describe a foe who will never give up. They will chase you to the ends of the earth, or galaxy, and will end you. Samara never runs, just calmly saunters up after an eclipsed mercenary who holds key information on Morinth. Samara's establishing character moment is when we see her shove a stiletto boot straight into the Merc Asari's equivalent of a trachea, all while murmuring, Find peace in the embrace of the goddess.
It's kind of badass.
Right?
Samara reveals, Samara reveals, both through dialogue and her actions, that the code requires disproportionate retribution. If someone gets in Samara's way when trying to pursue her target, they will be killed. Samara warns people of this, but it seems quite harsh that someone can go from being an innocent to being dead just by doing their job or in any way hampering her progress. She says the code demands these actions, but it's interesting that, as far as we can tell, her only target has ever been her daughter. Can she truly be the dispassionate, unbiased hammer of justice she claims to be? I'm not sure.
And it's interesting to me that her main target has eluded her for 400 years. If I only had one task, one goal, one focus, I don't think it would take that long. It may be that my human lifespan makes it difficult to think in time frames that vast, but I could also see it being a cat covering the script. But I could also see it being Samara not really wanting to find Morinth.
I think that's a good way to look at it, because if we look at it as Samara diligently and genuinely looking for Morinth for the whole 400 years, I kind of question her capability. I'm like, are you really the best Justicar in the galaxy? Because that's one target over the course of 400 years, and just this 30-year-old human comes into your life, and that's how you manage to get her. Kind of doesn't seem like you're the best, but I don't know. Like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. But speaking of the 30-year-old human, Samara ends up swearing an oath to Shepard, either renegade or paragon, to help stop the collectors as long as she can continue hunting Morinth afterwards. A paragon Shepard can truly befriend Samara, even romance her, but a renegade Shepard will leave Samara making comments about their tenuous treaty, alluding to her vague unease at allying with someone of questionable morals. Sometime after recruiting Samara and before fighting the collectors, Samara gets intel on where her long-lost daughter's ship went and where she is currently lurking and killing people. This is her loyalty mission.
How important is this?
Killing her has been my focus for 400 years. It is the most important thing in my life, and the reason I became a Justicar.
Yeah. Samara's loyalty mission is notable, and that is it is one of only 2 loyalty missions that do not involve combat, the other one being Thane's. Thane and Samara are also foils to one another in a sense that, while they are remarkably similar, both being warrior monks essentially as very spiritual and extremely deadly, Thane and Samara are on opposite sides of the law. Samara is violently lawful, and Thane, as an assassin, is inherently operating illegally. They are also both recruited on Ilium and have complicated relationships with their children, to say the least. Samara's loyalty mission involves using Shepard as bait to lure Morinth out of a nightclub. It's one of the most interesting loyalty missions and also one of the most tragic. When you finally trap Morinth and Samara reveals herself, Shepard must choose who gets to walk away. Mother or daughter?
Oof. For the purpose of this part of the episode, obviously Samara must live. In an intense but short battle, Samara puts an end to her daughter and her 400-year mission with one biotically enhanced punch. She then stands, eerily emotionless, before saying the following.
How important is this?
That's not it.
How important thing in my life, and the reason I became a Justicar. I am ready to leave this place and get on with my life. Are you ready to go as well?
Do you want to talk about what happened?
Shepard, what do you think I will say? What can I say? I just killed the bravest and smartest of my daughters. There are no words. I will try another time. For now, show mercy on a broken old warrior and let us leave.
How important is this?
Killing.
I don't know why it's doing that.
That audio clip is like, I must be heard again.
All right, we're gonna try. Okay, the rest of them should be good. Do we want to play the clip one more time and just make it clean and then you can react? Okay.
I am ready to leave this place and get on with my life. Are you ready to go as well?
Do you want to talk about what happened?
Shepard, what do you think I will say? What can I say? I just killed the bravest and smartest of my daughters. There are no words. I will try another time. For now, show mercy on a broken old warrior and let us leave.
Samara may not be. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's fine. I don't know what I was doing. Forget me. I was just thinking out loud. Sorry.
Okay. Samara may not be able to form the words necessary to explain the emotions, but I can understand why. Just as she said, she couldn't let Morinth live, but didn't really want her dead either. It hurts so much to know that this was the only way. If I think too much on what it would mean to lose a daughter, I think it would be yet another episode of tears. Understandably, Samara needs to meditate a lot after this mission. And when she does speak to you next, this is where she's at.
Morinth haunted my dreams and waking hours equally. For the first time in 400 years, I am free. I am a ruined vessel of sorrow and regret, but I am free. It is not a feeling I can describe.
I won't pretend to know what any of that must be like. I mean, I think I've mentioned her before, but I have a daughter, and I can't imagine what it would be like to see her turn into a serial killer and hunt her down for any length of time, let alone 400 years. But I also don't know what it would be like to live as a pariah with this incurable genetic condition that would reduce my socially acceptable choices to life imprisonment or death. It's puzzling to me that Samara will constantly refer to the code as demanding Morinth's death, but she swore her life to the code after she fled. Would she have needed to kill Morinth if she had never become a Justicar? Who knows? As with all romanceable companions, the romance can only begin after securing their loyalty. But in Samara's case, you must play as a paragon shepherd.
And while the code allows for romantic interests, Samara herself chooses to remain focused on the mission and untethered by any emotional pursuits. But she makes it clear that she is very interested in relationship with humans.
No matter how much you express your desire to be with her, Samara will stand firm with her boundaries of not wanting to be in a relationship with Shepard, no matter how tempting. Either Femshep or Broshep can pursue this relationship, but this next clip is Femshep and Samara. After the loyalty mission and before the endgame mission, you can find Samara staring out into the great empty void as usual. This is the romance culmination scene.
In full.
You have been a good friend to me.
Samara, we have a connection.
I would not have dreamed that one so young could touch me. But Shepard, you must put the thought from your mind. It can never be.
Samara, it can be. You just have to open your mind.
I serve a code stronger and deeper than any feelings. If we survive this mission, my oath to you ends. I will be bound by the code again. That makes a relationship impossible.
You've kept tight control for a long time, but you still have needs, Samara.
I have the strength to withstand my own drives, Shepard.
You don't have to. The galaxy won't end if you find a little happiness.
You're different from anyone I've met. I think I could find more than happiness with you, but my self-control is who I am. Don't pursue this, please.
You've been strong through so much. Now it's your time.
In another time, another life.
There is no romance scene for me to break down at all. They do not have a culmination scene. They never even make it up to the commander's quarters. And I fully respect it. Samara knows that romantic entanglements on the eve of a critical mission can make one lose focus. They are not always the best thing for two people. It can cause distraction from being worried about your lover rather than dedication to the task. I could keep going, but as for a sexual relationship rating between Commander Shepard and Samara, it's a 1 out of 10. The 1 point is there because Samara is obviously physically attractive, and she admits to being physically attracted to Shepard, but nothing comes of it. And while it isn't my lifestyle choice, I respect the decision to remain celibate for the time being. We will touch on Samara a little bit more when we get to the Mass Effect 3, because you do have a Citadel DLC date and a mission fighting alongside her one more time.
Yeah. That line, another time, another, it just gets me. That's why I kind of like this. But as far as the romance goes, it's giving me Regency era vibes, like Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, etc. If you look at the whole arc across both Mass Effect 2 and 3, with the whole "I love you, oh no you can't" bit. Like strictly for Mass Effect 2 though, it's just tension with no payoff whatsoever, romantically or otherwise. I will not pretend to understand how a magical space witch of such advanced age can find Lowell Shepard romantically attractive, but the small interaction we played is the whole culmination of their romance, as we said. It doesn't come off weird or gross like it could, perhaps, though, given how much older Samara is. It feels genuine and oh so deliciously doomed from the start. Love me some star-crossed lovers. And it's also the one romance that really isn't one, because Samara isn't at a place where she wants to date, and that's okay. I'm sorry, Shep had to fall for someone unavailable, but good on Samara for sticking to her boundaries. As she said, perhaps in another time, another life, they could have been together. But the galaxy's at stake here. No time for fornicating, I suppose. Or for love. At least not for this Asari. Overall, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
I think they genuinely feel affection, you know? I think they do feel affection.
Yeah. And that's pretty apparent through like the fact that you have to break into her shell and everything like that just to get her to admit that, yeah, I like you, but we need to not be doing this right now. So I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Before we get into Morinth, let's take a quick mid-break to listen to the sponsors of the show, thank our patrons, and go over some fun facts. Fun facts. I have a coworker named Samara, and when I told her that I would be talking about the Asari Samara, first she wanted to see pictures, and then that she might play the game just for the fact that she'd never heard her name in a video game before. And the two of them have two perfectly matching features. Also, in an unused Shadow Broker dossier entry, BioWare wrote that in her maiden years, Samara was on an Asari ship that crash-landed on Earth during the Elizabethan era, and was a muse to William Shakespeare. specifically sonnets 127, 130, and 141. It's not exactly canon, but nerdy sleuths can find these files hidden in ME2's DLC code.
Another fun fact, the name Samara is a Hebrew name that means guard or guardian. Very fitting for this Samara. Knowing those sonnets, however, I think they sound a lot more like Morinth, but I suppose a young Samara would have been much like Morinth. Specifically, sonnet 141, there's this quote I want to read. But my 5 wits nor my 5 senses can dissuade one foolish heart from serving thee, who leaves unswayed the likeness of a man, thy proud heart's slave and vassal wretch to be. I almost got through that without stuttering, but it's Shakespeare. Definitely sounds like falling for an R.Yakshi to me. Unfortunately, it's not much different from falling for Samara either. Just like Thane, tale of a star-crossed lovers.
And we have a special review to and we have a special review to read this week, as we are now on Audible and Amazon Music, where you can leave ratings and reviews. It really does get the word out so more people can find us. And Apollo has written our first review on Audible. The way the website looks makes it look like you're giving an individual episode review and not a review of the whole show. So we get to think back to when Baby Jen and Baby V were talking about Liara in November of 2021.
Nigh on 5 months ago. Almost, just a few days from 5 months.
Baby us.
So Apollo, yeah. If we were babies, we'd be almost ready to start solid food. Sorry.
I'm still on a liquid diet.
Yeah. Okay. Apollo writes, great first episode. Just a tremendous first episode for a podcast that promises to dive deep into the world of video game romances. Genesis and Vervada have great chemistry together. This is definitely a must listen for anyone who enjoys the world of video game romances. Thank you, Apollo, for that review.
Aww. Now it's time to thank the patrons. Toasty, Apollo, Meiji Moose, and Commander Shenko. Thank you for being amazeballs. We love you. And thank you to our newest patron, Yuri Cat. Woo! Loves. Okay.
Oh yeah, for those of you who may not know, Yuri Cat was a guest on our Caden Alenko episode. So that was also baby 2 girls 1 ship. But that was a good time. You're always welcome back, Yuri Cat.
I made an outfit change. Because now we've talked about Samara. So I have an identical sweater in both red and black. So I've been wearing both sweaters the whole time. The first one was red.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'm in black mode.
Okay, now that we've talked about Samara, it's time to discuss what happens if you save Morinth instead. What does a romance with an R.Yakshi look like?
So let me paint the scene. Morinth and Samara are biotically locked, both trying to convince you that they are the one you should choose to save. Morinth says that she is the future of the Asari race, equally as powerful as her mother. Samara reminds you that she's already sworn an oath to aid you in the fight against the Collectors. We chose Samara before the break, but now we're choosing Morinth.
Look into my eyes and tell me you want me. Tell me you'd kill for me. Anything I want.
Shepard automatically earns Morinth's loyalty by choosing her over Samara, and she joins the Normandy crew, choosing to dress in Samara's clothing and signature red facial accessories to make it look as though nothing changed on Omega.
So creepy. Kind of psycho, honestly. But also, I think the rest of the crew would be like, "You killed one of us," if you know what I mean. So like, maybe that was for the best. I don't know. But after the mission ends, but before the end game mission, you can speak with Morinth on the Normandy, and she'll tell you that her sexual partners experienced pleasure far beyond that of a normal melding, and tell Shepard that she wants to mate with them. Ooh. She goes so far as to suggest that because Shepard is so strong willed, they will survive, unlike any other mate has before for her. Unlike other romance companions, her culmination scene happens after the endgame mission. If they both survive that mission, Shepard and Morinth can hit the big red button together.
Well, I did ask for unique scenes, and I think this one takes the cake. In my opinion, Morinth has the darkest, sexiest female voice in Mass Effect 2. The way she gets into my head is better than Expel 10. The sexual tension that built up in the VIP section and that moved into her apartment is still there. I want to know what a mind meld with such a creature would be like. It would be like the frantic aggression renegade option with Jack, combined with the sensual mysticism of Liara. Shepard's mind was strong enough to survive the Prothean beacon, the cipher from Shiala, multiple melds with Liara, and a possible third Asari if you asked for more from Shiara. And straight up coming back from the dead? Show me, Morinth. Show me the pleasure beyond my wildest dreams.
But I want you to know something. My lovers spent their last moments experiencing pleasure you can't imagine. Like Neff. She died because her nervous system overloaded with an ecstasy so great she couldn't handle it.
Why tell me this?
I want to give you that, Shepard. I want you to feel every nerve in your body pulsing with pleasure.
My mission is too important to risk that, Morinth.
But you're different. I sensed it when we first met. You have the Prothean cipher in your head. You died and came back. There's no one like you. You and I can share something so intense, so deep, it will change your life.
Morinth, I can't deny how much I want you.
Do you really mean it? You'll be with me?
I will.
Come here, Shepard. Embrace eternity.
Well, that sucks. April Fools! This is a no-go. You can't survive. There's no way to mind meld with one of the most powerful Ardok Yakshis alive. Hope you saved before you entered her room. So, what happens next? While trying to reconnect in Mass Effect 3, Morinth has undergone some physical changes that make any form of a relationship irrevocably impossible.
Yeah, spoiler alert. She gets turned into a banshee in Mass Effect 3, which is also fun fact, because fun fact, which is also the name of an Irish mythological spirit called a banshee, which is my gosh, I cannot speak right now, with she meaning fairies, and also refers to the mounds they live under, like a barrow mound. Ban means woman in Irish Gaelic, and banshee is a female spirit that foretells a death by wailing or keening. You may already know this if you, like me, grew up in an Irish Catholic home and was scarred for life watching Darby O'Gill and the Little People as a child. If you know, you know. Obviously, there is no romance to this, only a serial killer addicted to the high of the hunt. In fact, Morinth may have been based on the infamous Countess Elizabeth Bathory, a Hungarian noblewoman who was accused of torturing and murdering hundreds of girls and women between 1590 and 1610. I say accused because we'll never know for certain, but there were over 300 witnesses who claimed the Countess had done those things, so, she probably did. Or maybe everyone hated her. I kind of feel bad for Morinth, though. Like, I hadn't listened to that clip until right now. And listening to it, it kind of feels like for a second there at the end, she was truly hopeful that maybe one person actually would survive. I imagine it's a very lonely life as an Ardat Yakshi. Which kind of makes me conflicted about the whole Morinth and Samara thing. I don't even think there's a preferred outcome here either. It's easy to say, oh, Morinth is a sex-crazed serial killer, choose Samara. But Samara has arguably killed just as many, if not more people in her hunt for Morinth due to her code. History has a lot of bad people in it that at their time they killed because their rules demanded it too. Whose rules are right? When Samara leaves Asari space, does her code supersede Alliance military or the customs of the Solarians, etc.? Is she truly the face of justice when her entire pursuit has been her daughter, which is as biased as it gets? If you play Paragon, you might as well save Samara, but Renegade, both Morinth and Samara want to kill you. But at least you'll be happy as you die with Morinth. What do you think, Jen?
So it's a little bit different because as for me personally, I'm only interested in people who are interested in me. I don't want to pursue someone who isn't available emotionally or physically. So as soon as Samara puts the brakes on, then full stop on my part too. But as for my shepherd, I still pick Samara to survive for the galactic readiness points that she provides that Morinth can't. I've never tried for the Samara romance, so I don't even know if my renegade score usually gets too high for her to want me. I just don't know. But that you're right. The way that she says the ending part of that line where she's like, "Are you sure?" Like, Morinth is nervous or she's a really damn good actress and is playing it off that way.
That might be true too. I mean, she's had a lot of time to practice. And according to the lore, like I'm not sure if this is in the lore, but I read some articles about when they were designing the Ardat Yakshi, they kind of based it on vampires. Like they got some energy from their mates after they died or while they were melding. And she's done it for a long time. She's obviously super powerful and addicted to that feeling, as Samara said. But it's just a whole. I don't know. I don't get it. I wouldn't ever want to kill my kid, no matter what. It's just weird. Yeah. I can't relate. I feel bad for both of them.
It is really difficult to try and figure out their relationship. But that, my lovely little shipsters, is where we would usually end the show. But tonight we have a special treat. Our guest couldn't join the live stream, so instead wrote us in her thoughts and feelings about Samara. Title of the paper: Why Samara is the best romance option. It's not just the tits. By Beludru.
I will say that we're not reading the entire essay because that would have been a whole episode in and of itself. So we're reading excerpts. It was a very awesome essay. Thank you. Okay, quote. I got ninja-manced by Liara in my first playthrough. I think I found her after Noveria, so I had already seen, drooled over, and killed her mum. I had my first taste of blue from the consort and was disappointed when there was no way to do the same with Shiala, as I thought she was the prettiest, coolest alien there was. I think she has the same face model as Falir. Sadly for me and my shepherd, the only one who was interested was the least interesting to me back then. I adore Liara now, but my first playthrough was all about Venezia's tits and Shiala. I was not expecting that romance scene between Liara and Shepard, especially from such an old game. Shepard had slept with two of them, so I guess I was destined to be an Asari Mancer.
And so I got to the holy grail of Mass Effect 2. So many hot women! Was instantly in love with Arya. And girl, same. But could see that was never going to happen. And when I was going to try my luck with Miranda, Then it finally got to that point. Dossier the Justicar. Saw Shiala again. Thought I was going to get lucky when she was all sweet and touching Shepherd, but of course not. So I took a cab to some place on Ilium, and there's a cutscene with the detective and Pitney 4, and the music. It was so different to anything else in the game. It added to the mystique of whoever this scary Justicar may be. Then it happened. Killed some mercs, and the music changes to this beautiful, fast Eastern vibe, while still sounding mystical and amazing. And then the camera pans from red boots, slowly all the way up to the most beautiful tits, then face I have ever seen. I was done.
The essay goes on into greater detail of specific reasons why Baludru loves Samara so much. Spoiler, it's mainly the boobs and the voice. But there is one part I wanted to highlight because I think it's a worthy discussion point about the difference in romancing Samara as femshep versus broshep. Baludru writes, I should probably point out that I tried this scene with male shepherd too, and I hated it. I don't know if it's his tone or posture, but it felt really off to me. Here's this big, bulky guy invading her space when she says no, almost forcing her into a corner before she leaves the room. It felt aggressive in a way femshep didn't. Maybe I'm biased, but it's never felt like femshep was ever being forceful towards her to me. Where male shepherd seems to monotonously bark at her, Jennifer Hale does her low, sultry voice. It's more authentic, gentler, you know? End quote. Thoughts, Jen?
So I watched both of these scenes to see if I could feel the difference. And yeah, a little bit, because he is more physically, he's bigger than Samara. He's taller than her. And so when somebody who is physically more imposing than you is walking you backwards towards a wall, you feel it differently. But I also have a lot of personal bias towards 6 foot tall military men with low rumbly voices, so I don't mind the bro at all. Another part of Baludru's essay brought up something that I really do like, and that is, but also I love that there is a romance for Samara, that it is different from any other. Everyone else you be nice to them a few times, and then it's sexy time. Samara's not like that, and to me, it's the most genuine romance. Shepherd is the first person, the only person she can open up to, and that's so special and precious to me. Isn't that what real love is about? What it's like? Then you have someone you can drop the walls with and share a piece of yourself with them in an emotional way. If you're willing to wait, put in the effort, you'll get the most beautiful woman in the galaxy to give you a kiss and a hug at the end of the universe. That to me is so worth it.
Do you think it's worth it?
No, because I'm a horny pervert. And so if I'm not getting laid, I ain't happy. No. No.
Yeah. I can appreciate where they're coming from, and like I can see the positive points that they brought up, but for me it's like it's a cute romance, but it's not exactly a romance either. Like it could have been. It's more like it's kind of like how LaCroix, how do you say that stupid water? It's like strawberry flavored, but it's more like essence of strawberry, like vapors of strawberry. It's kind of like a vapor of a romance, you know, like they could have, but they didn't. It's like someone you flirt with and you start to talk to, and then they ghost you and they never talk to you again, and you're like, well, it's the one that got away, I guess. Like, and also the vast age difference and stuff. It's maybe they're just not compatible, and that's okay. I think it's nice because it's a genuine representation of like when, you know, two people meet and it just didn't work out. but like there's attraction, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're compatible. It could just be pheromones. I don't know what Asari have, but like, for humans, like maybe you have good pheromones mixing together, but you're not actually relationship material. So I don't know. I want more. So I wouldn't choose Samara personally. But I think it makes sense what they did with her. Like I couldn't see her actually having a relationship with Shepard.
Yeah.
So it makes sense the way they did it.
And I do like the fact that having a non-sexual relationship is in the game. Like that is really important. I mean, it's obviously not my choice, but it is sometimes very important for people to see that represented in video games. So the fact that there is a romance option that you can have, you get the sexy music, you get the romance culmination music. So it is a Mass Effect romance. So I appreciate that. She's just not, I mean, physically I would pick Samara. I think.
Yeah, she's perfect.
Yeah. And the voice is awesome. I mean, the same goes for Morinth too. I really cannot pick if I like Samara's voice or Morinth's better. I think
they're both really, really good. I wonder if people's attraction to Samara, those of us Mass Effect nerds who choose romance options, I wonder if the people who love Samara love her because she's unavailable. You know how like that'll just add a little bit of attractiveness. Oh, I can't have her? Well, that makes me want her more. I don't know. I mean, she is just, like you said, a good representation. She's had a full life, too. Like, she had a mate before. And in the Shadow Broker dossier part that did make it into the game for her, show, like, her personal possessions that she turned in when she became a Justicar. And they were, like, a statue of her and her mate, a picture of her and her mate, like, a video of her and her mate for their anniversary. Like, all these things about her family. So you could really tell like how important her family was to her. And so maybe she's just, 400 years isn't enough time. We don't ever know what happens to her mate, like where they went. But yeah, she's at the end of the game. If she lives, she has one daughter left out of 3. It's sad. So she's lonely, but I guess not everyone who's lonely needs someone,
Yeah.
She's had someone.
She has. It also really reminds me that I need to go back and read the Shadow Broker dossiers. Like, I can tell you everything that Miranda's dossier says, and I can tell you about Garrus's and some of Jack's. I don't really remember anybody else's.
I just read hers today. That's why. That's the only reason. I do remember Garrus's, but that's about it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's Garrus.
It's kind of, this is like I was telling you this before we started recording, but like, this is kind of the first time where I went into the episode liking the characters less than I did before in a way. Like, not mainly Samara. Before we did this episode, I was like, Morinth bad, Samara good. But now it's like, no, actually, now that I've thought about this critically, it's way more complicated than that. I actually like Samara less because, like, I don't know what the answer to the question is that I asked, but like, did she really have to kill Morinth? Like, I don't know. She felt like she had to, but that whole thing, she wasn't a part of the code. She wasn't a Justicar before Morinth ran away. So I really don't.
Do we know
I don't
the
know what
timeline?
the answer to that is.
Do we know the timeline of when Samara became a Justicar?
All I know is that everything I read on the wiki and like in the Morinth ran away. We know she was 40 when she ran away, and Samara immediately like gave up all her stuff and went and swore herself to the Justicar code because Morinth ran away. Like that is canon. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to like become a Justicar, but
Mm-hmm.
it was immediately because Morinth ran away. And Morinth, I feel really bad for. Like, it's not, none of that's her fault. And she's kind of a little bit, I feel like she's kind of to be admired in a way. Like, obviously, not killing people is bad. But like, this is Mass Effect, the game of serial killers. Everyone has killed multiple people. I think
Mhm.
Shepard's number one, like the most killed the number one most amount of people. But Morinth, like society says this is the only acceptable path for you, and she's like, no, I'm gonna forge my own. So that's kind of cool of her. I like that about her. And like I said before, she sounds super lonely. So that made me feel a little bit of pity. The whole thing is
Yeah.
kind of sad.
Oh. Maybe I will pick some Morinth on this run. Just to do it. New experiences, right? Renegade run. Morinth. But I'm not gonna have sex. Well, I might. Just to say that I've done it.
Is there an achievement for that? I'm not sure.
Probably not. But it's a personal achievement. All right. I think we're good for tonight, V. What do you think?
Yeah, sorry I got a bit rambly there, but I don't know, this one made me think a bit. I thought this was going to be like super quick, done and dusted, like 20, 30-minute episode because there's not really, but then surprise, there's way more to say.
You're like, should we add all of our Liara stuff to this episode too and make it a true Nasari episode? And I was like,
yeah,
I think because I have a lot to say about Mass Effect 2 Liara. Ooh, buddy, is she a little bit on the jealous side?
Yeah. I don't like where they took her into very much, but we'll get there. Maybe I will end up liking it. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about anybody now.
Right? It's all up in the air. All of our preconceived notions are thrown out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, don't assume, guys. You know what that makes you?
An asshole.
Asshole.
Oh. But if you like what you're hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or on Amazon, or give us a rating on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find me in our Two Girls One Ship chat on the Robots Radio Discord channel, and come give us a follow on all the social medias and on Patreon at Two Girls One Ship. Links to those are in the description.
I'm on the Robots Radio Discord as well. And also be sure to check out our live stream on Twitch and YouTube on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And we have some extra reach now. We started our own Two Girls One Ship Discord where we can dive deep into individual characters and talk about more than just the games we covered so far. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you always need at least one good thing on a Monday. Check out the description for all links if you're interested.
Announcement for our live stream viewers. Next week we won't be live streaming, as it is a week where an interview episode is coming out. And announcement for our listeners before we go. Look out for an extra exciting episode featuring an interview with a very chill person, current game writer, and convention speaker, coming out on April 11th. Thanks for listening, and remember,
beauty is in the eye of the controller.
I typed in an extra reach line. Ha 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 ha.
I know. I was waiting. I was like, where's the flexible? Where's the flexible? And then it wasn't there, and I was sad.
I couldn't fit it in. Oh, it should have been like.
It felt like I'm confused because the episode notes was like 20 pages, and yet we started late, and we're still done after like an hour.
I know.
Did we read fast?
I think we didn't read fast. We didn't tangent. There was nothing. I think because we were so. We were so focused on like getting shit started that we were on point for the actual episode. So apparently,
Mary, no. Sorry.
we need pressure in order for shit to go right. We need shit to go wrong in order for the
that's
rest
me.
of it to go right.
Oh, my fat boy. Look at his baby face, everybody.
No.
He's so chunky and sweet. No, I had to. My legs lost their feeling. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm sad now.
What?
My lap is cold. Okay. But yeah, no, that was good. Next episode after next episode is exciting. Excited for that one. Excited for all of them. I was just reading what Apollo said. Ow, what the heck?
I know. I haven't been able to keep up on chat today because I have to use the whole... Normally, my chat is like right off to the side, but because of the whole OBS fucking up today, chat is actually on my second monitor. So I'm like bouncing back and forth trying to read. So I keep seeing like out of the corner of my eye. Oh, and I should say that the picture behind you of Samara was painted by the legendary Cloudy Atlas 22. If you are not following at Cloudy Atlas 22 on Twitter, what the hell? Go do it right now. I demand it.
Yeah, you really should, because she's clearly talented. Every time I'm like, it's a screenshot. It's a screenshot, but nope.
Yeah.
It is art.
Mine is a screen grab of Morinth on the couch in her apartment. And I did notice that Beast Mode was in chat earlier. He probably fell asleep or had to go to work or something super lame.
Tomorrow's the first Saturday in like 6 weeks that we don't have an interview to do either.
I know.
Like, what are we going to do with all our free time?
I'm actually going out with Cloudy.
Next year I get to come too.
Is that a gen line? Wait, what?
Yeah, because I put if it's not deep, I don't want it, because Yuri Cat said chat got pretty deep today. But everyone, this is the thing, it's like everyone always, my whole entire life has put me in this box of like, innocent little spring lily. And I'm like, okay, yes, but also I am multifaceted like everyone else. I can make sexy jokes, even though I'm also awkward as hell, so I don't normally feel way more confident in text though. So that's where it'll usually happen. I don't know. It's to the point that someone, when I was in the military, nicknamed Jesus. I don't know why. It was like Jesus from the Christian faith.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was so good. And I'm like, what? No. I don't know. I don't really like it. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that you're a cat. I feel like no one knowing that I have this podcast or listening to this podcast would get that vibe from me now, because I'm like on a podcast talking about having sex with CGI characters. But you know, that's just what's happened. I don't know. It's always happened.
Yeah. I've never.
What's a bun head? Sorry.
That is a good question.
I just saw your cat say that I was a bun head, and I don't know.
No, actually, I don't know either. I was trying to think of what it could be, but I'm not sure.
The only thing I thought of was Meatball Head from Sailor Moon. I don't know. Well, I mean, we can call it, I think. Or when did we actually start streaming? Has it been an hour? A woman who puts her hair in a bun and is super morally conservative? Oh, typically associated with. I've never heard that term before.
I haven't either.
I mean, that's weird.
When did we start? We have been live for 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we
good.
are good.
Yay! I feel bad for everyone who wears their hair in a bun. Is it like a gosh, what is the word I'm thinking of? Oh, matronly, like a matron at the nape of your neck bun, because like a top knot's pretty edgy and cute. So I feel like it can't mean like any kind of bun. It has to mean like a specific type of bun.
Yeah, like a top knot nowadays where it's like up here and it's like kind of messy and shit.
Bun.
Messy bun, that's one thing. But if it's a top knot and then it's like a braid that's like wrapped the braid around it and it's very secure, then that's what it is.
This was 15 years ago. Maybe it's fallen out of the lexicon. I don't know. Or maybe it's regional because I've never lived. Well, I don't know. The Mormons are kind of everywhere now. So maybe I did. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, when I heard that, I would have thought like Amish or something.
Yeah.
Mormon? But maybe. I don't know. Also, just because I was in the military, I wore a bun all the time. Or I would do double braids. I would try to make it cute because, you know, but like plain buns are plain sometimes. I had one of those little donut things that would make it, I still have it, but I never wear my hair in a bun anymore because I did that too much. And I'm done. But yeah. Weird. Okay. I think clothing is more of an indicator than hair. But I don't know. You know, like if you're like a conservative, not in a political sense, but like in a social sense, I feel like you tend to like conservative clothing is more covering. But like anyone can wear a bun. I don't know. Maybe it is like
I'm totally skanky.
I developed too early and got too much attention from people that I was not comfortable with as a child. So I tend to cover more but I'm not like conservative or anything. I just don't want anyone looking at me. Please don't look at me. Also, I'm more comfort. It's better now that I chopped my tits off, but well, they're not all gone, but most of them are gone, as if there were more than 2. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a much better now because it's kind of like when you have big boobs, anything, you put anything on and you have cleavage, like it's just, and then because we sexualize women's bodies, such a problem for people. So I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that. Worried that my daughter will have to deal with that, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't know.
I mean, I had C cups at 13, so I know exactly what that is like.
Yeah. I think I was a C cup before 13. I think it was like 10.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like a 36H or GG, depending on which scale you're using, before I got my surgery. And I got it done through insurance because it was a medical condition, you know?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't cute. It was painful. It was great to have them removed. It's been, almost exactly a year. April 19th last year when it happened. Yay. And then also next week is my first laser appointment to fix my giant scar for my dehiscence that happened. I don't want to scare anyone with surgery stories, but
no, we did that last week.
Pictures, I have disgusting pictures. Yeah.
Yes.
It was horrible.
I will.
Okay. I would send my mom pictures because she's a nurse, like an ICU nurse supervisor. So she knows what she's looking at. And I was terrified because it felt like my tit was falling off my body. So I'd send her regular updates, be like, is this fine? Oh, Maya. So
I hear the baby talking to you?
Album. I do. Maya, I love you. She's like, it's okay. I had my whole uterus taken out.
Yes.
I'm assuming she's spayed.
Oh, yeah. So, but she wasn't when... I know. It was a very, when we first got her, she was already a year. Yeah, she was already a year old and they just hadn't taken her in. So I had to deal with kitty heat for the first time.
Yeah.
It is not fun having
No, it's not.
yowling cat
Yep.
humping the stairs.
My mom, we got this kitten when I was a kid, and her name is Angel, and we didn't
Maya.
spay her for a while. And I remember both of our other cats were one female, one male cat. Both of them were not intact. One was spayed, one was neutered, but she was still intact, and she went through heat, and that's what made my mom decide, okay, we really got to go get this cat spayed because the yowling, that was a better word. It was intense. I think I was like 7 or 8 when that happened, but I still remember it because it was so loud and all the time, and she'd get into position and our male cat that we had was neutered, so he was like, what's happening? I'm scared.
You
it was
quit
terrible.
yelling at me?
The boobiting summers are rough. I was wondering if my sister's still in chat. I don't remember when it happened. I remember one year for Christmas training bra. And then the next thing I remember, I was like wearing real bras, and I would wear like 2 bras and a huge t-shirt in middle school. So what's that? 8th grade, I was 12. 7th and 8th grade was junior high for us. And I remember like trying to hide so much because I did not like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I understand. Yeah. All right. Does that mean Mom needs to get off the internet? Okay.
Yeah, my fat boy's laying on the ground. He's sad that he's not getting attention.
I am being
You won't
yelled at.
demand it like Maya. I must say, I fostered a lot of neonatal kittens, both female and male. And the female cats, man, in my experience, the loudest, most demanding things ever. Like, I've never met a female cat that wasn't an absolute nuisance. Even if they're amazing and adorable, they're also absolute nuisances. And the boys are just like happy and fat and eat and then go immediately to sleep. And I'm speaking about baby kittens that you have to bottle feed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Love them. I only have boy cats though.
I only had boy cats growing up. Like that's what my mom got us all the time. So Maya's my first female kitty. And so it's been a lot of, I can definitely tell her personality is different than all of the other cats I've ever had.
I feel like we have this theory in my family, like, and it's common in shelters too, like you have the personalities of different cats based on their coloration. Like every black cat I've ever met has been the most amazing, gentle, perfect cat ever. Same with most tabbies. If you have a female black cat, my mom added this caveat the other day. She was like, female black cats are terrible though. It's really the boys. I'm like, I don't know. Every black cat I've ever met has been great. Tuxedo cats, on the other hand, I have one tuxedo cat. That's Ollie, my demon. And my first cat as a child that my parents have now because I left to join the Navy. His name is Conan, and he's a tuxedo cat. And both Ollie and Conan are terrible. Like, objectively just terrible cats. Like, destroy shit, meow all the time, scratch you. My Conan bit my dad once because he stupidly tried to break up a cat fight with his bare hands.
Ooh.
That's on him. I'm blaming him for that. Yeah, he had to have IV antibiotics for 2 weeks after that because my dad's been smoking since he could hold a cigarette. So, his immune system's not like the best, unfortunately. But yeah, and the tortoiseshell cats, we always, in the shelter I last worked at, we always called them Tortitude because they are very sassy. Calicos are adorable and known to be very talkative. I don't know if any of this is based in science, but that was just a commonly held belief.
So my best boy cat was a black cat, but then I also had a black cat who we found abandoned on a doorstep. Like, no mama cat around. We don't know if he was abandoned or if it was like accident or what happened exactly. But basically, brand new newborn kitten found on a doorstep. And then he kind of grew up to be an asshole. But only to certain people. So it might have been the house that he spent the first 6 weeks at, because I couldn't foster a newborn kitten. I had no idea, so I left him with a friend who had done that before. But she also had a pit bull, but the pit bull was a nice puppy, and so they would roughhouse together once cat got big enough. But that kitty was named Boo Boo Kitty. And because we found him on Halloween. If you find a black cat on Halloween, you name him Boo.
Yeah, the not last year, but the year before, I had a black kitten and an orange kitten, and I named them Knox because that just felt right. And then right after them, I had 2 orange kittens, and it was October, so I named them Pumpkin and Spice. I always name my kittens, but yeah, like I fostered kittens as young as a couple hours old.
Ooh.
Up until that's difficult, but it's possible. I up until last year had never lost a kitten, but last year I got premature babies and I did my best, but they did not make it. Like I took them to the vet. It's very complicated. It's also where I live now is not nearly as prepared or able to provide for neonatal kittens. Like where I was at before was San Diego. San Diego Humane Society is one of the biggest shelters in the world, like especially when it comes to neonatal kittens. They were the first neonatal kitten 24-hour nursery in the country. They teach other animal shelters how to do that. That's where I learned how to foster neonatal kittens, and that place is amazing. Where I'm at now is not the same way, and they do their best, but I don't know if there's not enough support or what, but the facility is not very nice because it's old and they're doing their best, but man, if I had to be on a soapbox for anything, it would be like, I know people want to critique kill shelters or no kill shelters, but it comes down to like, if the community's supporting, that won't happen. Like, but it has to be everybody who lives in the area. Like, it's everyone's responsibility, really. I wish they would do anything, help in any way.
Oh, we also totally forgot that Yuri's first single dropped today. Like, I remember us talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Please share in our Discord, or we will.
Baby, look hot. I just clicked on the Facebook link. Oh, wait, I can play it. I think I can play it. I forgot everything. Oh, and I do have Discord silenced, but so I'm not getting notifications. But then I was like, I just went in and I created the Samara Morinth hashtag on the episode feed area, so that way if people wanted to continue the conversation that's happening in chat, it can happen anywhere of our Discord channels, or we can continue the conversation about Samara. But I am. Stop. I don't want to log into Facebook right now. Stop it.
The technical difficulties continue.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. Well, okay. I will have to figure this out, and hopefully maybe not next week, but the week after, when we are talking about, well, is it the last character that we have to talk about? We can talk about who it's going to be.
Kind of. I mean, we still have to talk about Liara. And who was the other person lumped in there? Not Kelly, but
yeah, Liara, Kelly, and Vermeer.
Yeah, that's after though. That's the last one.
Yeah. So next week is going to be the interview with a legendary Bicon, and the week after that is going to be Jack, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for that one. I have so many thoughts, so many feelings. I'm going to wear makeup. It's going to be...
Oh my gosh, I should wear makeup. I should also get started on that notes, the show notes, because there's a lot. I can already think of so many things to talk about Jack. So I can't wait to talk about him. Toasty should definitely wear makeup.
Toasty should wear makeup. No, oh, Muffin, I don't think you are in the chat. I don't know if you've joined the Two Girls One Ship Discord. So
Let me invite her.
Wait, why is that not working? There we go, chat. That is the link to the Facebook link. And Yuri, if you get up on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere else like that, continue to use the hashtag humblebrag, and we will support the shit out of you.
Yes. Sorry, I was just following the link.
Ooh. Sorry, I just pictured Toasty with his white hair and black guy liner, and I'm sorry, babe, you'd be more Spike in that case right now than you would be Angelus. Now I need a... Yeah. But Angelus did have the long hair. Alright, there we go. Yuri has posted the link.
I found them.
Geese.
Yay.
No.
All right.
All right. It has to be
time for me.
Yes. All right.
It's like late.
Yes, it is.
Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
You.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Saranghae.
Adios.